Hey Caps, welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot and welcome to your cards for September. A lot of first house, fourth house stuff going on for you, Capricorn. This is a pressure cooker for everyone, but especially I think for my Capricorns. Because with these transits and the way that the planets are lined up in your chart, especially if you are a Capricorn ascendant, Capricorn rising, there's simply a change of identity, honestly. It really is the ultimate change. And with that, with this fourth house Mars transit, as Mars goes retrograde, he makes a square to that major conjunction in your first house, meaning that old cycles of karma are ending. Old ways of life are ending. A lot of your foundations are changing, and right now might be a very emotional time for you. I will tell you right away how important it is to listen to your body this month. In Virgo season, especially for you with that Virgo in the 9th house, meaning it is so critical. Your thoughts have to be cleaned up. I think you know that that is the mission. And yet that 4th house stuff is going to really bring you back down, show you some really deep things within you. A lot of places where you might stop yourself. I don't know if you've ever heard that saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And Virgo season comes in and says, let's change this. Because it's important to be productive in Virgo season. It's really crucial. It's really crucial to get the mechanics down, to keep things moving. Because otherwise we can turn inward and we could really beat ourselves up in that Virgo energy. You know, all of a sudden you start looking around at all of the things that you still have to do and you forgot all of the things that you've gotten done. All of the things that you have changed so far. All of the work that you have done. And instead of looking back and saying, hey, I've done pretty good, you may choose to be a little bit rougher on yourself, and that's where we can get into some issues in September. Now you are coming out as a 10 of Swords. And in this deck, this picture, if it could focus a little bit, you see she's kind of emerging into the light. It's like waking up. The 10 of Swords is a card of endings. But in this card especially, I find there's an essence of freedom. Capricorn, I think I said it to you in a couple readings. You have been going through this Saturn-Pluto thing a lot longer than the rest of us. You've been entertaining Pluto for many years now. You had Saturn for nearly 2 years before it met that conjunction and then retrograded back into your sign. You've had very little relief. You've endured some shit. And I think this 10 of Swords is a feeling like it's almost over. Like the end is near, the dawn is approaching. Underneath that 10 of Swords is a grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith. And if you can look, this grasshopper is wearing a crown, which talks to me about Leo season. You know, as I'm recording this, we're just wrapping up Leo season. And maybe Leo season, sun in the 8th house, kind of really woke up some stuff for you. Maybe in the value that you have in others, or the value that you share with others. What is holding you back? And, you know, grasshopper spirit is kind of taking your throne, letting yourself be seen. You are emerging from darkness, from insecurity into light. Your environment is that of the world, card number 21. And underneath that, you got card number 7, be spirit, sweet results await. And the thing about these two cards, if you notice, this one kind of has like these really cool geometric symbols. And if you look really closely in the B, I'm not sure you'll be able to pick this up, but inside the B here, there's like these little gears. Things are starting to lock into gear for you. The World card, it comes out twice, it's repeated. There's this new beginning, this thing that you're waiting for, and I think Capricorn is waiting for everything to be moving optimally. Oh my goodness. Optimally. That still didn't come out right. Kind of like a gear on a clock where everything kind of locks into place and keeps things moving. And I think that's that Mars energy that you want to go, you want to move to this next thing, you want this new beginning. Yet be spirit, sweet results await. It's not here yet. It's not ready yet. You are not quite ready yet. And I feel like the 4th house Mars stuff is that last step of the journey. This is the last thing that we have to let go of before we start to see the light. Underneath that grasshopper spirit, your oracle card, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Now, 10 of Swords is a card of being in your head. 10 of Swords also repeats itself in your reading, as well as the 9 of Swords. So there's a lot of being in your head this month, Capricorn. Maybe thinking a little bit too much with the details. And that's where we could sell ourselves short. When we forget to believe in the magic, when we forget to believe in the miracles, to believe that those really good things can happen to us, that we are deserving of them. And it feels like you're in a place of fear. Now, not to say like somebody's attacking you or you're in danger. I certainly don't want anyone to feel that way. But a portion of September seems to be in an energy of anxiety. Maybe there's anxiety that these gears aren't going to click together. Your other oracle card, what if consciousness were to remove its focus from your personal set of thoughts, your personal set of emotions, and your limited sensory input? Would you become untethered from the bonds of personal self and be set free to explore beyond? See, this comes up right next to this World card. right underneath the bee spirit. It feels as though the universe wants to give you this thing that you've been wanting. And there's part of you that is stuck in a negative mindset. So let's jump into the 9-card block, okay? We have the Ace of Cups in reverse, next to an Ace of Wands and an Ace of Pentacles. Now that's 3 aces in the top row. So let's not pretend that you are not changing up your life dramatically. All 3 of these cards are big cards, big things happening, big changes that you want to make. In true Capricorn style, with that Virgo Sun and Mercury moving through your 9th, you may be capable of moving mountains right now. But the thing is, you're doing a lot of extra work and forgetting to enjoy. There's an easier way to go about this, Capricorn, and here's what I'm telling you. This Ace of Cups in reverse over the 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords is always communication. The World card is kind of that bluish green heart, throat chakra connection. There's something that either you're not saying, you're not allowing yourself to feel, you're holding back emotionally from a situation, or you're not feeling emotionally fulfilled within a situation. And I think it's bringing you a lot of anxiety. It could even bring you physical ailments, inability to sleep at night. And it's really funny how much we are affected by the loss of sleep and we don't even notice it. It becomes kind of this constant state of I'm always feeling tired. And so with this, I just want to remind you that it is important to move your body. You know, if you're sitting at a desk kind of really crunching numbers, working things out, doing a lot of the work, maybe you're studying for something, it's important to make time to get your body moving. Because all of that stuck energy and being tired and up in your head and hearing those voices and you know, all the doubts that creep in, and when you don't shut everything down and kind of get into a creative mode, it starts to kind of bottle up, right? All of that anxiety bottles up. And then it's hard to be emotionally there for others. And relationships are always a reflection. So either you or somebody else in your life is probably under-rested, overworked, and undernourished in some way. And this is a cycle that has to end. Now, it could be that simple, and maybe for some of you it is. But with Mars through your 4th house, it could go a little bit deeper. Now, Capricorn, sometimes we create patterns in our life. We expect things to go the same way all the time, right? It's human condition. And maybe subconsciously, you're withholding love out of fear of cycles from the past. That clearly it's time to go. And this is that final block. If you can get over and face these fears, then I feel like the lesson has come full circle and the universe wants you to move on. And truly, the universe is nudging you to do this. The thing is, when the universe nudges you and you resist, it could become quite physical. It could become really exhausting. If you are in a relationship and the other person is not emotionally available, then you have to know this is an unhealthy relationship. And so if you are continuing to push it forward, to move it forward just for the sake of ego, just for the sake of this being the one, being right, your assumptions were right, you're missing the entire experience. Because September is not a time to settle. September is not a time to settle for the same old situations that you are used to. Ace of Wands is always about new, exciting. And see, Capricorn, I'm picking up on this fire within you in the very center of your reading. And there's 3 2s. Meaning you could either be waiting on a decision from someone, or you are waiting to make a decision. And the universe wants you to know it's time. Time is sort of the essence. And that's where this Mars-Saturn square for the next 2.5 months can kind of really grind at us like those gears. It grinds at us because we know we want better. We know we want more. We want more of the good stuff. But in order to get more of the good stuff, we really got to open our heart. We got to trust people. See, the thing is, if you really trust somebody, it's got to come from your intuition. Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords. Capricorn has got to understand that logically it may not make sense. Maybe this relationship looks so good on paper, you guys click, everything works, and yet somewhere deep down there's a part of you that is still unsatisfied. And then you have to question, is this yours or is this the other person? And are you mirroring each other? Is one person not opening up because you are not opening up? Maybe you are afraid when you open up, you'll be vulnerable like you were those other times. And the fear of being open and being loved is a whole different comfort zone than what you are used to. I think you're used to endings, Capricorn. I think you're used to things ending. I think you're used to being on your own, making your own dreams happen. And all these 2s in this reading, the universe is trying to show you there's another way. And it's not by staying in relationships in which you do not feel loved and cherished. And it's not settling for relationships that you do not give your heart to. The cycle of negativity will end. Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. There's an offer here of stability. If you could open your heart. Now, I can't tell you if this offer is a relationship that you're in, if it's a job that you're in. But there's definitely a sense of renewal. If you've hit a point in a relationship where things seem stagnant and you are waiting, Maybe the universe is waiting for you to decide whether you want to jump in. Or do you want to walk away and find something better that truly does fulfill your cups, your wands, and your pentacles? That is emotionally fulfilling, that is sexual and passionate and fun, and yet there's stability and loyalty and security. See, Capricorn, I'm not sure you believe you could have all of those things. And this is where you sell yourself short. Up until now, you didn't know you could ask for all those things. But you can. You can ask for all those things, and the universe actually wants you to have those things. You're the only one. Two of Pentacles. You're the only one that doesn't believe in this. Because maybe it doesn't make sense. Maybe the gears aren't coming together. Things aren't flowing naturally the way you would assume they would flow when it's the perfect situation, the perfect job, the perfect relationship. But that's not true. We manifest what we think. And if we think we can't have all three of these things, then the universe is going to show you where the problem is. If you are with somebody, but your heart is somewhere else, you will never get off this roller coaster. You will continue this cycle over and over. And I think there's a knowing here. There's a knowing that you are selling yourself short by playing it safe. She is so guarded. She's so guarded. And the universe places a blindfold over her. And so what she can't see, you know, if you're listening to tarot readings, which obviously you are, if you're searching for answers, it's not going to come from your head. It's not going to come from research. It's not going to come from, you know, thought processes. It's going to come from instinct. It's going to come from intuition. It's going to come from following your gut. So what does your gut tell you? Why isn't this thing working out? Because 10 of Cups, I think you want it to work out. 7 of Cups, you just don't know if you believe in it. Capricorn, there is never too much you could ask for. The universe doesn't say, well, I gave you that last week, so it's going to be a while before you get any other good stuff. No, that's not how it works. These are things that you're stepping out of in this Mars transit in your 4th. You know, I mean, this can go back to the way things were in your childhood, and you feel like you need to follow certain patterns. Maybe do the same thing, have the same kind of life that your parents had. And yet that's not what fulfills you or what makes you happy. And the universe wants you to dream. It wants you to get creative, but it wants you to take action. See, he has the world in his hands. It's right there. Here is the opportunity. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to open your heart? Are you going to be vulnerable? Are you going to say the things that you need? If this person is hurting you, if there's disappointment or resentment, are you going to say something in order for them to be able to fix it? Or are you going to let it end? Because God forbid you don't want to be vulnerable. 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. The ball's in your court, Capricorn. What do you want? the worst thing that could happen, the very worst thing that could happen is you say, I need more of this. I need to connect more. I need a deeper investment. I want to invest deeper in this. And the other person says, no, they don't. Then what? Then you still come out of the doubt. You still come out of the darkness. There is still light at the end of the tunnel because the world is right in front of you. I don't know if you realize this, but no matter what you choose, Capricorn, if you choose with your heart, you're going to win. 10 of Cups, full moon, surrender to the divine, and card number 3, between worlds. Maybe this is a relationship that's kind of at that point. At that point where it becomes really obvious you've been dating for a long time and people start to ask, are you guys going to move in together? Are you going to get married? Maybe you're married and people are going, well, are you going to have children? You know, kind of that pressure to take things to the next level. Pressure to know what's coming next. And the unknowing, if you are stuck in negative patterns of not believing you could have all of these things, that's where you miss opportunities. Full moon, between worlds. Look at all the 2s, 3 in a row here. 2 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. Stuck in the old, 1 foot in the new. There could be where you're sort of living almost 2 separate realities. There could be a part of your life that's really, really wonderful, and then another part of your life that's really has you feeling anxious or worried. And the universe really wants to simplify it, but you got to believe in it. And you got to ask for the things that you want. Capricorn, South Node in your 12th house. It's a lot about letting other people in. Being open to the idea that you don't have to do everything on your own. It may not be comfortable. It may not be easy to learn the technique of truly sharing with another person, truly opening yourself up in a relationship, and yet in your heart, you really want this. In your heart, 7th house, Cancer, Venus in Cancer, you really want this. You really want this safe place. You really want this home. You really want this person. But what happens if they know that you really want it? That's where you get stuck. The what happens if. What happens if I tell this person I love them? What happens if I tell this person I want more? How scary is that? It's up to you, Capricorn. And the universe will wait. 2 of Wands, it'll wait. Blue moon, believe in the impossible. Card number 28, building blocks. I don't think you see it, Capricorn. I don't think you see it, and I don't think you expect it, and I think you are in a mode of expecting the worst because that's how it always goes for you. Expecting the other shoe to drop when really the universe wants to hand you a winning lottery ticket, and I think in the end you're going to look behind and say, wow, I wasted all this time. I wasted all this time worrying about how this was going to happen and when this was going to happen and if this was going to happen. And I didn't get to enjoy the actual happening. Capricorn, it's imperative that you enjoy what's happening, what is unfolding, that you start believing that life can get better. You start believing that you don't have to be alone. I don't often do this, Capricorn, but I'm going to turn that cup up. Because I want you to open your heart. I want you to see and believe that you deserve all the things. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to have passion. You deserve to be able to create the world that you desire. And you deserve safety and loyalty and security. You don't have to do this alone. When you admit to the universe how wonderful it would be to share this with somebody, the universe will deliver. If they have to clear people out to allow others in, or if they have to push and push until this opens up, it's still coming. And right now you are simply between worlds because you didn't realize that you could have it all. So we're just waiting on you, Capricorn. All right, I hope that you guys have a wonderful month. I'll be back for a Mars retrograde reading and probably one more before the end of the month. I hope you have a lovely month, and I will talk to you in October. Bye.